All right, let's get to it, Rob. We know about the big trade yesterday. Brooklyn packed with superstars, Kevin Durant, James Harden now coming from Houston, and Kyrie Irving. And I want to run this quote by you. Jay Williams, who does a really good job on ESPN as a commentator and all that. Here's something he said that I gotta say I think was outlandish. I'm going to read it. Or do we have it? We have sound. Here it is.
If there's anything that should grab Kyrie Irving's attention, it is this trade. This trio is better than the trio that I saw when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, and that's with Klay Thompson, and that's with Stephen Curry. Wow. It's better than the trio that I saw with LeBron James and D. Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. People are going to ask questions about how do you make it work. Here's how you make it work. Kyrie Irving, move off the ball. James Harden, you are on the ball. James Harden averaged around 10 assists per game. If you watched the game last night against the Knicks, Kevin Durant doesn't need the ball in his hands. I think they might be the best assembled in the history of the league.
Jay Williams, stop it! I mean, can we slow down? I'm going to gather myself, Rob. You go ahead.
No, you go.
Unless you want me to hit this?
This is your fight. Go ahead, because I'm with Jay Williams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait. Best trio ever assembled.
But that's not. He's not talking about like the best three who have gone on to win multiple championships.
Right, I agree.
That's not what he's talking about. So I'm not even gonna try because you're not better than Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman or whatever. So because
even
those guys,
Magic, Kareem, and James Worthy,
right, who won championships.
Do we agree? He's saying these are the three best individual players ever put together
on one team. I think that's what he's saying.
in their prime, and you're right, and they're in their prime because Kareem. It would undoubtedly be Magic, Kareem, and Worthy. Even though Worthy wasn't at their level, he was a Hall of Famer and top 50 player. If Kareem was in his prime, for the bulk of that run,
then it would be different.
Wouldn't even be a question.
It wouldn't be a question, absolutely.
Right.
But he wasn't. And I'm just going to say this, and then I want you to go. I get what he's saying. Kevin Durant has beaten LeBron James twice in the NBA Finals, right? Kyrie made one of the biggest, Chris, you call it the biggest shot, either that or the Ray Allen shot in NBA history. Am I right? You call it that. He made that, and we've won a championship.
No doubt. And he's the best ball handler in NBA
and finisher we've ever seen for a guard, right, at the rim.
One of them for sure. One of the best for sure.
And Harden has done stuff that nobody in this league has done as far as averaging points since Michael Jordan 25 years ago, Chris. I mean, so I get the magnitude of these guys in their prime. Nobody's done. They could run this for the next 3 years, maybe win 2 or 3 championships if it all works, if they're all healthy, if they understand how to coexist. So I get the potential is limitless. It would be very difficult to beat these 3 guys if they play to their capability. Go ahead.
But I like this, I think they got great potential too. I mean, nobody in their right mind doesn't think they have potential. We are obviously concerned about the fit. But I'm going to play off. I get you. I'm not saying they're going to be the most accomplished trio ever, right? We're not saying they're going to win the most championships of a trio ever. None of that. We are saying the 3 best individual players, individually, to ever be put together. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4 that I think are better than this group. And Magic, Kareem, and Worthy aren't one of them because, again, Kareem wasn't in his prime when they were put together. First one, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor. They weren't better than these 3. I think Jerry West was better than James Harden.
Jerry West was an all-time loser and one of the all-time losers.
He got to the finals.
Okay, I'm just
That's
Chris.
More
He didn't
James
win
Harden's
enough.
Ever done. Harden.
No,
Harden
I get it. But see, this is the problem with where you're going. You're looking at somebody's complete career.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
no, I'm
you
not,
are.
Rob. No, I'm not. Because when Jerry West joined Wilt Chamberlain, he had been to the finals all those times. So, no, I'm not. I know I'm going exactly along the lines that Jay Williams is. Wilt Chamberlain had a championship, obviously all his numbers. He joined the Lakers later, but they played 4 years together. Wilt, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor. Those three players are more legendary and I believe better than, I think Wilt's better than Kevin Durant. Jerry West better than James Harden. And Elgin Baylor, I got to put him ahead of Kyrie Irving. Then I'm gonna go another one.
I don't think this is going to work. It's going to, because I don't think that we can look at them. There's no one who is going to pick guys who are, even though, Chris, you're picking them in your mind.
I'm not picking them based on what they're.
But even though you're picking them, and that's the thing, when you put other guys who have names who have already accomplished something, it's hard to make a fair comparison.
That's his fault, Jay Williams,
I'm
for
just
saying the best
I'm just
trio
telling you,
ever.
I'm just telling
what
you,
are we supposed to do with that, Rob? I'm not supposed to compare him to the legends?
No, but I'm just saying, but
hold
there's
on.
no way. I know what you're saying,
No,
Chris.
you don't, because, Rob, if I was going by what you're saying I'm going by, I would put Magic, Kareem, and Worthy in there. I would put Bird, McHale, and Parrish in there. I'm not putting those guys in there. This next one you'll see where I'm going. This next one I think will be interesting to you. Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, and Clyde Drexler. Now, I think Olajuwon was better than Durant. I'm comparing them individually. I think Olajuwon's better than Durant. I think Barkley and Harden is a wash. You could go with either one of those guys. And I think Drexler is better than Kyrie. Clyde Drexler was awesome and played better defense. Scored a bunch, but also gave out assists, rebounded. Then I'm going to go with, and this one's a little, I'm going to say LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh as well. Because LeBron is better than Durant. D. Wade and Harden is very close. And I could say D. Wade led his team to a championship, which he did, but he did have Shaq. But that's very close. But I'm going to give Wade the nod. Chris Bosh, Kyrie, I'm going with Kyrie. So I think 2 out of 3 in that one. And then this one. And then I'm going to let you go. KD, Steph, and Klay. I think Steph individually will be ranked higher. And is certainly at this point, if we just say now or when they join, he's ranked higher. He was a 2-time MVP than Harden and Kyrie. And Klay is just as good as Kyrie. Klay is a tremendous shooter. He's got all the, 60 points in 29 minutes or whatever it was, and he defends. So I just named 4, Rob, that I think are better individually than this Brooklyn group.
Yeah, I disagree. I just think this is an unusual, an unbelievable assembly to put together these 3 guys who on their own, I'm just going on, for these 3 guys to come together, and I'm just talking about what they've been able to do. Durant, who has beaten LeBron twice in the finals, MVP twice, in the finals.
He ain't. He's not better than LeBron.
But I'm just saying, against LeBron, he's beaten LeBron.
Well, golly, yes.
Okay, but that's what. But Chris, you evaluate on your own merit. Can I do mine?
So weak.
No, it's not. Everybody, you have your own. I have mine, and the same thing with James Harden, who's done stuff. Maybe he hasn't had the best supporting cast, the right players, and he's had some clunkers in the playoffs. I'm not giving it all off on him, but maybe with the right group, and we'll see. And then Kyrie, for whatever, I get it. All the missing time, all the injuries, all the other stuff. But, man, when he's out there against the Golden State Warriors, this guy averaged 20, what was it, during the finals? 28 points? 27?
LeBron, I think, both averaged 27.
That was 27 points, against one of the all-time teams. and then made the shot heard around the NBA, or one of two shots heard around the NBA. So we know he can make big shots in big moments, and he has done that. I like this group. I think that the sky's the limit if they all can gel, all can make the concessions. So I'm with Jay Williams on this. I think that these three guys coming together poses a unbelievable, you put two great players together in the NBA, Chris, you're already on your way because there's only 5 starters and you got 40% of your team with two great players like we see with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But if you add 3 to the mix, it's just like, now, if you would have told me it was Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Kawhi, then I'm taking that team, okay, when they had a chance to go there. I would take that. I'm telling you, I would take that team. But these 3 right here together, I think it's an outstanding group of talent that can win multiple championships if everything is right. I'm putting the clause there, Chris, because it has to come together. It has to gel, and they have to do it. But I like the talent that they all bring to the table.
The interesting thing is this. We've seen, and this is why clearly we're talking about just individuals. We're not talking about how they work together and all that. Because several of the teams I mentioned didn't work that well together. I mean, West, Baylor, and Wilt never won a championship together. They won it when Elgin retired with Gail Goodrich. All right. So, Olajuwon, Barkley, and Drexler never won the championship. They got to the conference finals, I believe, once. Then went out in the first round. I think. You know what I'm saying? So I am speaking individually. And, even remember the great Laker team, Rob, that Detroit beat. Karl Malone, yes.
They had 4 Hall of Famers on
right.
There. Right.
And they were older, but if you look at the year before they went to the Lakers, Malone was 20 points, 8 rebounds. And Peyton was 20 points, 8 assists the year before. So they were still really good. You know what I'm saying? Like all-star level players. But it's tough. You're right when you say if it comes together because we've seen
it ain't
time
automatic.
And time again.
It ain't automatic.
Yes, you can bring
agree
talent together and it doesn't always work. So we'll see. It's going to be fun to watch.
All right, let's start with Floyd. Floyd in Atlanta. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Floyd?
What's good, fellas? Been a minute since I called. Still an everyday listener since day one. Love the show.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
But Rob, I think we're gonna have to change your her vote to the Behope, the biggest hypocrite of all time, because this is the president of the moment right now. I don't know what he is now. As far as the trio, I agree with Chris that Curry, Thompson, and Durant was a better trio than his trio just because of the fit itself. But I just love the way everybody's jumping onto this and giving them the championship the same way it happened with the Clippers last year. But we'll let y'all run it back again because contrary to what Brandon Marshall was saying this morning, you do have to play some kind of defense. You can't get stops. It's not all about just outscore the opponent.
It is about stops in the playoffs. You got to be able to make stops. You don't have to be the number 1 defensive team to win a championship. That's not true.
No, you don't have to be. But if the other team can get more stops than you, then that can cause a problem.
You got to. The NBA is about stops. I'm sorry. There comes a time where you got to get a stop to be able to. But they also can put the ball in the hole. I get it. They're not going to be the perfect team. Everything's right. Doesn't mean you can't win a championship. Sean in Sacramento, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Sean?
My uncle's from another mother, man. Hey, shout out to Alex Tyson, man. We've been missing you, brother. Everything sounds so much better when you back, bro.
Hey, my guy, I missed you.
We appreciate it. No doubt. It's good to have everybody in full effect.
So my take real quick, you guys, is Rob, you got to be out your mind, man. This isn't even the best trio that Kevin Durant been a part of. Outside of the great examples Chris dropped, what about when he was teamed up with a walking triple-double Russell Westbrook and Harden was on that team actually playing defense and knowing his role? You got to look at those things, man. And Kyrie, if you're going to include him in the 3, where is he at? You can't be a big 3 if you're not even part of the program right now.
Yeah, but you're talking. We're not doing all that, Sean. I mean, obviously, if you want to talk about the finished product and what they've accomplished compared to they haven't accomplished anything, I get that. We're talking about individual talent, and we'll see how it plays out. If they win 3 in a row, you'll call back 3 years from now with Chris and his new partner, and you'll be talking about something else.
Rob, can I ask you, outside of the
Chris
best stat, quote unquote, of all time that
Chris
Kyrie dropped, what's his second best stat? What's his second best feature, man? Outside of that, he sits on the sideline or misses games because he's hurt every single year. Kyrie got to show up, man, before he starts getting put up there in the upper echelon of talent.
All right. All 3 of them are primarily scorers.
Yeah, we get
and
that.
they don't do anything else really great. Even
Albert-
though Harden and Kyrie are good passers.
Albert in Bakersfield, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks
No
a lot,
problem.
guys. Hey, I respect Jay Williams, but, he's just giving a hot take. I mean, you can't – it remains to be seen, how good they're going to be. And, I wish him the best, but I wanted to make a comment, if I could, about Kyrie. Would that be all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, can't somebody just tell him to maybe compartmentalize a little bit? Like, just take your lunch bucket to work and then, your politics or whatever else you got going on, you can do that also. I mean, to me, if I was the owner, I mean, I would have been tempted to cut him loose, to eat the money. I mean, just to make a statement, I mean, it's a cliche.
That's why you don't own an NBA team, because it ain't happening.
And if Kyrie continues this, it may not be about eating the money. I mean, if he continues this, they're gonna have grounds. They may have grounds to void his contract at some point. So I wouldn't eat the money, because if he continues, I'm gonna get off the money or try to trade him. But nobody's gonna touch him right now.
Mark in Sacramento, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mark?
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up?
Yeah, that's called job abandonment sooner or later. So
right.
You better get back to work. Hey, Rob, when you were bringing up the Star Trek, I'm a Trekkie. I was screaming, Captain Kirk, Captain Kirk.
You remember that?
Yeah. I'm a Trekkie, man.
That was in the 60s. And Chris and Mark, there were stations like in the South that preempted Star Trek, which was on NBC at that time, and refused to show the episode.
Without a doubt. That's exactly what happened. Just like Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk kissed everybody on every planet, if you know the story.
He was kissing
green, blue. Right. It didn't matter. If it was female.
About the sister?
He was on everybody. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
He was kissing aliens and all types of species.
Real quick on this topic, I kind of agree with Sean about Kyrie playing through it, but I understand what you're saying, Rob, and I'm going to say this, and you know me, I've probably seen all these players, Will. I would put Will, Jerry, and Elgin there first. People just don't realize how good Jerry and Elgin were without that three-point line, with Will. So I'm put there first. But I will,
big men, they were getting to the finals every year.
Yeah, a little different. But I will say this, Rob. I don't think we've seen 3 guys with this capability of scoring in their prime together. These kids are under 30. I think James is 30, but the other 2 are still in their 20s. I don't think we've seen them this young, one maybe in his prime and the other 2 reaching their prime at the same time. I think there's where the injury comes in. I think it could happen there.
No doubt. I mean, it's going to be – and depending on how it turns out, it could change everything. If they were, Chris, I'm just hypothetical real quick. If they won the next 2 championships, people would look at them differently. It's a legacy-making moment for all 3 of those guys. It really is.
Well, of course. But, I mean, I could say that about the Clippers if they win the next 2.
No, of course. But I'm just saying what they have on the table. That's all.